These days, no one talks about the obvious. Or is it that everyone is always talking about the obvious? I can't remember, obviously. But what these statements remind me of is a koan I once meditated upon at a poetry retreat for about 4 months. What is the sound of one hand flapping? Don't try to answer that, at least not right away, because I'll let you in on a little secret. What I discovered after months of careful consideration is that it actually takes 2 hands to flap with any sense of dignity. Not one single hand can flap alone. And what our first readers this evening have discovered is that the more hands there are, the more clearly and exciting is the flapping. Obviously. Ladies and gentlemen, please flap your hands and welcome Gary Barwin and Gregory Betts with their special guest, Jaap Blonk, who will read from The Obvious Flap. Thanks, Dave. It's a good thing we've learned to share. Good evening. Thank you, Jay. You're welcome. And thank you, Malcolm. Where did Malcolm go? Right over there. And thank you, Malcolm. Similines.
And thank you, Hazel.
And thank you. Well, yeah, we're going to do that all.
Yeah, we're splitting it up. Okay. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you
Appreciate it.
for saying thank you.
Like those edits. Really, I did.
Similines 1.
1.
The soft wood of lumber.
The A of B. The 1 of 2. The me of you.
2.
The window's trust. The sleeping door.
The air of definite fire.
Braiding smoke with 1 or 2 of my fingers. Angles, linger, grammar of augury of...
Like, really?
You don't know the half of it.
You mean I?
3.
The soft should of literature.
Like...
Standing on the North Pole, trying to walk east.
Instead...
Polar bears. French fedoras. Misfits called dégueulasses.
4.
Stars like stars, pewter like pewter, wings like wings.
Punch like punch, circle like circle, feast like feast.
Rose like Laura, like St. George, like Spadina.
5.
Beatrice, Beatrice, beat rice, Beatrice, bat ice, try beatai, beatai, beatai.
6.
Not everyone is a poet. My dog, for instance, is a flower or a hedge.
Like...
From the pole, look south, or else north.
7.
What does my dog look like?
Look, what does my dog like?
Like, look what my dog does.
Does my dog like what look?
Just like my dog?
8.
Like, perhaps by calling a poem, it becomes a dog.
Here, poem. Sit. Stay. Good poem.
9.
Beatrice, I've tried bat ice. I've tried to be at one with myself, to have a positive beatitude.
But like, beat it. Like, beat.
Punch.
10.
I'm rolling in half of it.
The other half of it I'm rolling in is rolling in I.
11.
I look like the dog-like dogs, the pewters, the wings of stars, the star wings, St. George or Laura, Spadina, Beatrice, Punch, a circle circles, a feast of poles walking north in all directions.
Instead, a polar bear in a fedora, the infinite hat brim surrounding the dog that is poem.
I trust only windows.
Lie down, play dead, sleep.
Only windows. Now we can thank Hazel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Hazel.
Hey, Jenny.
And thank you, Jenny. Should we thank everybody else.
We should actually invite a round of applause for them.
Okay, let's do that.
Yep.
Okay, we'd like a round of applause
For all those
for all
people
the
who
people.
deserve thank you. Cora C.
1.
I am not Cora. I don't want Cora. Here in Hedra there is movement between the Cora, like the lisp of seas beneath continents. I rush from song to the next, holding my breath.
I'm not coral. Keep my hedra below the clouds. Space up my sleeve. In this place, gravity dims. Pangea words begin to separate from my meaning.
Some kind of matrix, some kind of space, some kind...
Time.
You go bowling? Yes. I go bowling with Apollo. A pair of guys apologize.
Is that a first growth forest, or are you just happy to be me?
My bowling eyes rolling.
Gutterball in the great beyonder.
Paradise.
What if the rain referred to something else, and bowling and shoes were done with the mouth?
My God is my God.
Geronimo!
The space of dancing, Dio, Nancing, sing.
Like Celine.
Line.
In
You make the lung road.
I take the short breath.
Are you happy to see me, to see you happy?
I love you like an elephant.
Oh, 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 that shaking takes us Bacchus.
Alive, alive, oh.
Off the grid and grinning.
Gridironing the empty air, removing space, time, wrinkles, and the smooth brain.
Rolling down the lane.
Scene, change.
Iron and gridstone brimming. With shoes, possibility, larynxes.
Irony and brimstone grinning with issues, passability, loraxes.
I wouldn't be a member of any language that would have I.
I love you like irrelevant.
And in Bacchus's fields, poppies oh, beneath Apollo, stones and crow.
In backfield, imbeciles sit owned, feet plopping in glass ponds, held in escrow.
They are happy to tell stories of languages and myths that surround you.
They sing a tear to your eye, many open mouths.
Oh, 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 oh.
Quiral,
Hedra in shoulders above the rest.
the eye of your ipple.
And Benini's for you.
They are a chorus
Line?
between you and your other happiness.
My other line is an iambic.
In Cora, we
Subject.
enter the din nether,
Grammar.
nor flash.
Punctuation. Black planet.
Relax.
Verb.
Beneath the earth's surface, someone restarts the sentence with heart paddles.
A river.
The trees.
Horizon.
Line,
River rising.
horizon,
Line.
our eyes on.
River rising.
Line,
I don't know.
a journal of river, trees, paddles, din.
What is that on the horizon?
The horizon.
Pulling clouds like teeth.
Over an elephant, hope is a trunk in the fog.
Hundreds of clowns climb out of the lungs of history. History jumps into a pool. We close our eyes.
I love you like an alphabet.
Cloud, bumpers, words, fog, mechanicals.
Once I found an emoticon to represent emoticons.
Sigh.
Words like words. Words.
Her eyes on her rising.
Cloud.
Rain.
Cloud.
Tree.
A fog of throat. Fingers cloud. A flag of words.
I rest. Continent.
That's the idea. Now we're somewhere once again.
Or just to the north of it.
A thirsty dawn. I thought it was pretty effective too. Yeah. Good. Just write it in.
You should write that. 1.
The sun arises, a superheated hero.
The obvious flaps.
Energy in the shape.
The obvious Flutter, a thought, 1,000 ants all around the brain. The face heats in glory, glory, ant peculiar. Teacher hit me with.
At the end, what is far away escapes.
It's bad enough, but is made worsted by yarns, storms, documentaries, as if somebody brushes against me in
The shape of snow.
2.
Wind surprises and the waves arrive.
Do not take part in the future of weather.
Hanging on my every word they say is good news, even when it's red.
The froth of waves, the wind arose, a red nose tilted at like a mill.
The wind arrives, its large red shoes to fill.
It is not at all with ideas, my dear Degolas, that one walks.
It is with feet.
3.
The weather arrives. We are pleased, most pleased. You write. Aren't you pleased? You write.
What's that? What's that now? That's the sound of the littlest semantic collapse. And it's playing just for you.
You can be safe.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. We'd like to invite Jaap Blonk to come and close off with our the last piece, which is actually the first piece in the book.
Coming all the way from the Netherlands to join us on this special occasion. So please welcome Jaap Blonk. I don't know.
Well, I'll admit.
I don't know.
Just see, does he know?
Yep. I think so. I don't.
I don't know. I admit that as a grammatical parallel, a residue would in fact be more resonant than its new bed of semantic noise. On the bus are the things
I will have as a referent outside the sentence. Is it possible to think of this as some kind of narrative, at least to me, emerged, one that excluded me if
I had just one accordion, if
I had a child?
I was an ant farm, a pickle trainer, a philosophy of clowning, auditor my resume, a maraschino cherry that fits on my nose and covered by ants. Breathe, the instructors say, sit in class and breathe, smoke fills the room.
I am singing here. Let me light your birthday candle.
I have lungs like desert islands, on one of them a guy in an inner tube praying to be puzzled as
I wrote.
I don't know.
I admit that as a grammatical parallel, a residue would in fact be more resonant than the average semantic noise. On the bus of the thing
I will have as a referent outside the sentence. Is it possible to make this some kind of narrative, at least to me? One once that excluded me if
I had just one accordion.
I had a child.
I was an ant farm, a pickle trainer, a philosophy, my resume, a maraschino cherry, my head fits on my nose. Sitting in class and breathe, smoke fills the room.
I am singing here. Light your birthday class.
Lungs like desert islands, on one of the guy to be puzzled as
I wrote.
An inner.
I don't know.
I admit that as a grammatical parallel. Noise. The bus are the things
I will have the referent outside the sentence. Is it possible to think of this as some kind of narrative, at least to me, emerged, one that excluded me if
I had just one accordion, if
I had a child?
I was an ant farm, a pickle trainer, a philosophy of clowning, auditor my resume, a maraschino cherry that fits on my nose and covered by ants. Lungs like desert islands, on one of them a guy in an inner tube praying to be puzzled as I wrote. I don't know.
I admit that as a grammatical parallel, a residue would in fact be more resonant than the average semantic noise. On the bus of the thing
I will have as a referent outside the sentence. Is it possible to cherry that fits on my nose? Maraschino cherry that fits on my nose. Stuff to say. Sitting class and breeze. Maraschino cherry that fits on my nose. Maraschino cherry that fits on my nose. Maraschino cherry that fits on my nose. Classical cherry that fits on my nose. Maraschino 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 cherry 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 fits on my nose.
It's a parallel revenue track more revenue than you guys don't know it. Plus, I think you have
Ha